Hey everybody, Chris AMS, hope you're all well. Welcome to another video. If you like our videos, don't forget a little like and a subscribe. Goes a long way and really helps us. In the background we have a Vauxhall Transit minibus that we look after. The customer complaint is that the side step, so it's an electronic side step, so when you open the sliding door it's supposed to come out, obviously, so you can step on it, and when you shut the door it goes back. What this one is doing is it's coming out, and as soon as it's halfway out or 3/4 of the way out, it sucks itself back in again and stays there, so they don't have use of the step. It's an MOT fail also, so we obviously need to get it rectified. So what we've done is we've taken a step off the vehicle. So let's show you what we've got. We've got it on the bench so we can have a look at it, and let's show you what's going on with it. So here we've got the bench, or the step, sorry, on the bench. This side, these are the brackets that mount it to the vehicle. And on the side of here, we've got a motor and a wiring plug that activates the motor. So we've got 2 wires that do the motor itself, and we've got 3 wires for the various sensors and micro switches inside. Now what we found is that these the hinges here have seized. Or if this one, if Phil moves that one for me, you can see how much muscle he has to exude to make that move backwards and forwards. So that is quite a tight old thing. So he's pushing that, yeah. Cool, yeah, stiff as an old board.
Thanks.
So we can move that one by hand and test it and prove that that is seized. This one, however, because it's got the motor on it, the motor is going to be locking that up. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do a little bit of diag testing loveliness using our breakout kit, a power probe and an amps clamp, and we'll show you testing this one and see if we can see whether there's this hinge here is seized in addition to this one, and then we'll have to look at what we can do to rectify it. Now this complete step is about £2,000 for a new one from Ford, so we'd kind of really like to be able to fix it. So let's see what we can do. Right, so we have connected our power probe, earthed it and power supply into the 2 wires, the 2 thick wires on here that control the motor. Now if we were to put power into it, we can watch this move all the way backwards. Yeah? And then if we swap it over, like so, we can make it all go back again. Now these work very much like a driver's window does. They have an anti-trap system built into them, so if they see high current draw because it's met an immovable object, then it will reverse the polarity and then pull it back in to stop it jamming against something. So assuming you open the door right close to a wall, when this come out and hit a wall before it got to full extension, it would come back in again. So because it's seized, we think it's seeing a high current draw that's coming back through the motor, which we're going to try and measure with our current clamp to see if we've got any high spots on this hinge and see if this one's all right or whether it needs to be stripped and rebuilt as well. These, unfortunately, they're where they pressed all the bits in, so these pivot points and stuff, they're not designed to come to pieces. So a little bit of felching and bastification may be required in order to rectify the issue. What we've got is we've got our power probe wired in to our 2 power and ground for the motor, and off one of the wires we've got our low amps clamp measuring the current draw on that circuit. So let's follow it up to our scope trace, and Phil's going to make it work. So there it goes. Great stuff. And what I'm going to do is stop that in the middle there, move that down, and what we have, if we look at this trace right here, as we start to pull, and that's the component moving, and then once it reaches its stop at the other end and it can't move anymore, it's physically pushing against a solid object, the current spikes, and then we switch it off and it goes back down to 0. So This bit here is what we're quite interested in, to make sure that there's no large spikes here that could be showing a tight spot in that hinge, which would be causing it to draw more current to try and push past the seasicalness of the hinge. So that looks all right. What we're going to do is turn it round and do that test again the other way round. So we're checking it going the other way, and then we can decide whether we're happy with that hinge.
I've done it, leave it.
Right, so Phil's going to press the button.
Hit record.
Oh, I'm going to hit record first. Well done. And there we go, gone in. And there we have it again. We can see it pulling to make it move, and once it starts moving, it doesn't need as much effort. There's no spikes anywhere in this area, which look good. Once it hits its stop position, it's reached its full extent. You can see the current spike where it can't move any more, and it's pulling current to try and force it to move. And then obviously we switched it off. So that hinge on this side looks tickety-boo. So we're going to have a look at, see if we can strip down this other hinge and see if we can free it off so that it works properly. So Phil has been a little busy beaver in the background. He's doing a bit of engineering. What we've done is we've drilled some holes down to where the bushes are on each of the pivot joints where they're seizing, and on the top here as well. And we've used some freeing oil in order to lubricate those bushes. Now Phil's going to move that now, and you can see actually he's having to put put a lot less effort into that moving now.
Tickety-boo.
And it was that bit being really tight that was causing it to be sucked back in again. So we are going to seal these holes off so we don't get dirt and debris in them, and then we're going to refit it to the vehicle, and we're going to obviously test to see if the step is now coming out and going back in as it should. But like I say, these steps are £2 plus, and these aren't a serviceable item. You can't strip them and take them to pieces very easily. So hopefully this is going to be a good fix, and it's going to save the customer a lot of money. Go on then. And out again. I think we can be happy with that.
Beautiful.
So we're very happy in the respect that we've rectified this issue for the customer. You can see that it's all working properly now, and we saved them a very expensive repair in replacing the step. And this is the second one of these we've done now, and we're happy that the rectification is good and long lasting. I very much hope you enjoyed this video and this helps you out. Please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. Check out some of our other videos, and we'll see you in the next one. And remember, it's about testing, not guessing.